Ooh, well, Am I on? I was originally going to do Mario Kart Tour, the mobile, which would have been funny because you did a free to play Nintendo game, and I would have done a free to play Nintendo game. But when I got here, vacation, Teddy had some gifts for me, and one of them was Balan Wonderworld. There it is. It's a cool game case. Came with a ticket to Wonderworld. Very excited. Very excited to go there. I also got some reward points and stuff, and a pamphlet for Dragon Quest Tact.
Nice.
I'm just putting off talking about the game. Teddy, why did you buy me this?
You said you wanted to try it.
I thought this was right up your alley. It's fun.
No, it is. I just want to know Teddy's reasoning behind buying me a game that we know is not good.
Sure. So Yuji Naka is the primary guy behind this project. He's famous for his work on Nights, as well as I think on Sonic Team in general. And so this was a product of interest. We know it's a bad game, but I mean, it's still like I know for you want to know like what went wrong. It's not so much about like, am I going into this because I want a great gaming experience, or do I want to see? Are there elements of the personality of the kind of guy that I like, or the minds that I like shining through in this that people are ignoring, or did something happen and trying to kind of story craft from there?
It's a great way to put it. It's true. I knew it was a bad game. I was excited Teddy got it for me, because it's something that I'm playing. Again, I got it at the beginning of this trip, so I haven't put too much time into it. I've got like 3 worlds in. I think I got enough of a feel to talk about it. Balan Wonderworld is a spiritual successor to Nights. Again, the Yuji Naka worked on, back on the Saturn, and then they did one on the Wii and stuff. And Nights was always like this otherworldly, like dream world game where you get to fly around as knights, and it's about kids that go through like daily troubles and stuff and solve their problems through Nights and the dream world and stuff. Kind of a creative concept. This tries to do that. It stars 2 kids. I take it there's some trouble in their life. I only played as the boy, and at the opening cutscene, it's like he's breakdancing, and then like people clap for him, and he gets sad, and then some kids lose their basketball, and they want him to pass it back, and he says like no, and then he gets transported to Balan's Wonderworld, which I don't understand what it is, but it's the similar vibe to Nights. Balan looks kind of like a Nights character. There's even like an evil Balan character, which is like the Riala from Nights, which is like evil Nights and stuff. So Balan Wonderworld, the big difference between it and Nights is that it's a 3D platformer. Sounds cool. It's a 3D platformer that uses one button. Every button on your controller does the exact same thing. When you're playing as just the standard kid, you jump. You get costumes, and each costume serves one function. There's a shit ton of costumes, and sometimes the costumes serve the same function. So it's like they just like, one's a squid and one's a dolphin, and they do the exact same thing. So why even have 2 costumes? It's really strange level design. You go into a world and you have 2 stages. The first stage is pretty basic platformer fare. The second stage, you have to fight a boss, and then after you fight the boss, it tells you the story of the world, which doesn't make sense because you think you would do that before I play the stages and make me interested. And then you dance with a guy or a girl or whoever the stage was about. And then that's it. There's also a hub world. In the hub world, you have these little creatures called Tims, and while you're platforming, you collect these little like teardrop gem things, and you feed them to the Tims. The Tims get bigger, and they're building something in the hub world, and I don't quite understand what it is or what it does. I just know that they're doing it. They're there. So I guess they wanted to do that like Sonic Adventure Chow Garden thing, in a sense, but I don't quite understand what the point is. And that's what I've gotten from Balan Wonderworld so far. I'm interested to see where else it goes, but it's weird. I guess.
My theory crap.
Yeah. Go ahead.
When you mentioned the one button thing, it just clicked in my head. right now. Do you think it's possible they were trying to design a phone game?
I don't know. I think I saw something somewhere where they're like they want to make a very simple game, which this is published by Square Enix, which baffles me. They wanted to make a very simple game, but they almost simplified it too much because in some stages, like, and you can't jump with some costumes, which you need to. So you have to switch costumes, and then some costumes serve a pump. Like can swim through some water, or some can float on a bubble. But it's like, can't you just like make a costume that does like 4 of those things and accomplish just as much without me having to needlessly go between different costumes to do one function? Like, I don't understand what that serves within the platforming. Like how that makes that fun. Like, oh yeah, I get to switch my costume now. Great.
So let me know understand. I understand that the costumes themselves, there's a level of tedium to them.
Apparently there's like hundreds of costumes, and a lot of them are like copy and paste.
How much of the costume switching process takes up the gameplay?
A lot. Every level you're getting like 3 costumes. And each costume serves one function.
You get 3 costumes, like you earn them
so
as
far.
You play the level?
So far, yeah.
So when you replay a level, do you get the same costume again? Is like that what happens?
Yes, you could take new costumes in, but if you accidentally grab the same costumes, you're stuck with those costumes.
Okay.
And you have to grab keys in the levels to unlock the costumes, which is neat, I guess. I don't know. It's not really puzzled. It's like the key's like over there. Okay. You just go grab it.
To the left.
Yeah, you just go grab it, put it in the thing. There's hidden Balan statues. That's kind of neat. Gives you like some sense of replayability, I guess. The platforming itself is not terrible. Like the levels don't look terrible, and like the platforming itself is kind of fun. It's just I don't understand why they designed it this way to where you don't have all the functions a platformer needs. Like imagine if you're playing Banjo and you have to switch costumes to do just one function.
No, forget it.
Yeah, exactly. It's pointless. It makes no sense. And then there's also these Ballon events. So in Knights, you play as Knights, and the kids are kind of like a in-between thing. Mm-hmm. And Ballon, you play as the kids. And there's special events called, I forgot what they're called, like Ballon Events or whatever. And it's just a quick time event. That's all it is. And it's really done. It's like badly done. It's like you have to, Ballon's like hitting an asteroid back, and you have to like match his shadow over him whenever it floats over him. You just push a button. And there's it does it like a few times, and that's it. It's not really rewarding. It's not cool to play as Ballon. You think like getting to play as Ballon would be some cool thing, but no. It's just a quick time event. It sucks.
You kind of alluded to it, but I will say I've watched you play it a little bit, and it looks very good.
Yeah.
Like graphically, it looks very solid.
Stylistically, it looks nice too.
I second that. Yeah, I was watching like, is something wrong with this game? Because it seems like it's playing fine. It's deceptive. Very odd.
I mean,
well, I guess maybe because it's Square Enix, they're like, we're gonna make sure it looks.
Well, and it's Yuji Naka. Like this is even made by the Balan company, which is with his project. I know from prior research that there's actually, because the game has no dialogue, has no story, doesn't tell you anything that's going on. There's actually like a side book that explains the story.
Great, we're going back to the 16-bit days.
Yeah. It's like you had to buy like a novel that explains this. What? Why do
a novel or like a book?
I don't know. I just know there's a book. Like, why do I have to buy a book to tell me the story of the game I bought?
Do you think Square Enix even cared about this game?
I think they had faith because it is Yuji Naka, and not saying Yuji Naka has always done perfect games, but he's always had cool concepts. I think the game before this that he worked on was Rodea, also a very flawed game.
Oh my!
That game had its own trouble with being canceled and resurrected and then ported and stuff like that. So I think they knew that people liked had that like nostalgia for Knights and had that nostalgia for those kind of classic platformers, and they thought Yuji Naka this would be the guy that could really bring this back, and because I remember that being the hype for this, and then. But whenever they weren't sending out review copies, people were like, "Oh no, what is happening with this game?"
Well, I can tell you, I've never heard of Yuji Naka.
He made Sonic.
He made Sonic?
Yeah, Sonic was his baby, and then he also worked on a bunch of other Sega games. Worked on Fantasy Zone stuff. Fantasy Star stuff. Worked on Knights. Worked on a bunch of stuff.
If I were Square Enix, I wouldn't have banked on that name because I've never heard that name before, and I'm into
really.
gaming. So You'd think I would have heard that.
He left Sega around Sonic 06. I see why.
Yeah.
During the development of Sonic 06, he jumped ship. So really, before Sonic got fucking terrible, he just jumped ship. He was like, I'm out of here. And he's been doing his own thing. He had a game on the Wii that was like a little bird, and you flung him up. It was fun. And he's worked on other projects, but like, yeah, this was his chance to really lead a project, and I think this might be his last, from what it looks like.
Shame.
How did it sell? Do you know?
I can't imagine. Well, I don't know.
This thing hit. I mean, it's in the $20 range now, so
Yeah,
it's not been out longer than a month or so.
Was it meant to be sold for like 40?
60.
60.
That was meant.
This was a big budget Square Enix game.
Oh.
We're talking Switch games for 20. Like, not a joke, you know.
Yeah, like.
Whoa.
This, I mean, it has potential, but man, I just want to know like what happened, why they made these choices, because it's baffling. It's really baffling. I am going to continue playing it though. I do want to see it through, and like maybe I could come to those conclusions myself. But like, geez, it's a rough time.
I wonder in like 5 years there's going to be some really good reviews about this game.
Probably. Did you know Balan Wonderworld?
Once his like the statute of limitations is up,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Hey, by the way, what happened with that Ballon game?"
I mean,
Oh,
and
let
you
me
know
tell
they had faith, and he had faith in it because they made a studio called the Ballon Company. Like that insinuates like this is the Ballon team.
Well, you said that they made like a book, right?
Yeah.
Well, then it sounds like they had a whole universe.
Yeah. Which I don't understand also because it's almost like this game feels so much like Knights, like theme-wise.
Yeah.
It could have just been Knights.
Well, that's the thing I was wondering, because you were talking about so many elements that were just resonant,
It's just
resemblant
ripped out of Knights.
of everything. Like the single button thing is Sonic. The costume
Yeah.
thing, I don't know what that comes from. The two characters, the basketball is lost. I'm pretty sure that's the plot of the Elliot in Knights.
You're close, yeah.
Yeah.
And then then there's the girl character as well, and they're always like they go through trouble. Then the night character takes them away and solves their problems. You know. And,
Damn shame.
yeah, that was Balan Wonderworld. Thank you, Teddy.
You're welcome. Glad you tried it.
I'm glad I have it.
Yeah. You'll be the Ballon expert.
I'm the Ballon guy. I'm the Ballon master. I'm the Ballon cowboy.
I'll drink to that.
I chugged it before this because I needed it. I needed the extra Ballon. 12 dreamlike stages. I know that.
Maybe it'll open up the story as soon as when you.
Maybe I'll figure out what the Tims do. They're just building a structure in the middle of my hub world, and I don't know what it does.
Yeah.
It could be like a spaceship. It's like Jeff Bezos. They're getting the fuck out of there.
Maybe you can do the lore analysis from the book.
I kind of want to read that.
You should become the Balan Wonderworld expert.
The Ballon channel.
Yeah.
The Ballon lore channel.
Welcome to Ballon Zone.
How's Ballon Wonderworld?
And this has been Game Talk, and I'm getting eaten by mosquitoes.
Yeah, we are getting eaten by mosquitoes.
Alive. They are coming
mosquitoes.
for me, man. It's terrible.
Hey y'all, don't forget to subscribe to them button mappers.